move out the way. How is this a peaceful protest if there's nothing peaceful? No, it's not.
How do you as white people feel about stopping a black woman from going to work?
Oh no, not work. I care so much.
So you don't care about stopping black people from going to work?
Look at this line that you guys are causing. I'm not causing no problems. I'm not trying to. We're just trying to leave.
And someone said, I don't understand why the color of a person's skin had to be brought up. It's wrong what is being done no matter their skin color. I totally agree. But the point is, to make a liberal understand you, you need to speak liberally how they would speak to you if a black person was blocked by your action. But sadly, it's not racist. So they like it, be like, you're just going for work. And this black woman made their face like,
no, you didn't. Sick of you.
I can understand they want to create so much disruption, people would get angry and they would complain at the government. Or they're just going to vote different and you're going to be surprised, oh my God, the popular vote?
In a bipartisan way, on January 6th, with violence against the Constitution, against the Congress, and against the United States Capitol, we begged the President of the United States to send in the National Guard. He would not do it. Not only would he not do it, when law enforcement people were being harmed, some later died, he would not send it in when an instigation that an insurrection that he incited was causing damage to those assigned to protect the Capitol.
Many left-leaning people trust ChatGPT way more than Grok, so I asked ChatGPT, and it confirmed that is a lie. He never really refused. It was just a possible suggestion, and somebody else delayed the whole thing. You can do your own research, but Nancy, we need to know why you said this.
We have responsibility, Terry. We did not have any accountability for what was going on there, and we should have. This is ridiculous. You're going to ask me in the middle of the thing when they've already breached the inaugural stuff that should we call the Capitol Police? I mean the National Guard? Why weren't the National Guard there to begin with?
They thought that they had sufficient resources.
That is not a question of how they had been. They don't know. They clearly didn't know, and I take responsibility for not having them just prepare for more.
So just like I can't say that you blocked the National Guard, but you want to take responsibility just a little too late, right? You can't say that from Refused. Be honest. Venga, dilo. Remember to subscribe. But hey, now we're going to watch a very rich, famous socialist streamer that is all about free Palestine and illegal immigrants.
This is so I don't get identified by the authorities. Anyway, they're shooting at the bridge right now. Fascism is colonialism and imperialism turned inwards. Who are you with? Shooting freelancers doing a press. Hopefully one day we'll see the largest political commentator Asmongold out here in the streets, you know, for protesting for, I don't know, making anime larger or some. Oh my God, I got the a cause that I'm also on board with, by the way.
I mean, if you want to fight fascism by blocking, I don't know, ambulances maybe with pregnant women, and that's okay with you when you are earning so much money, hey man, hey, you do you. Then again, I'm like, why did you call out Asmongold? Again, seems like whenever this white person that gets more views than you seem to keep calling him out, and usually it doesn't look good for yourself.
Bro, he's out there. He's out there talking about me. Hopefully one day we'll see the largest political commentator Asmongold out here in the streets, you know, for protesting for, I don't know, making.
Okay, sure. Yeah, I'll go with the National Guard to arrest everybody who's standing in the highway. Yeah, I think that sounds great. Yeah, if I could go and do that, I feel like, you know what? That sounds like a really good idea. I love that idea. This guy's smart.
I'm not even joking. He would garner way more views. Right now he's just getting gamers. If he can put all the gamers with the people that never were interested in politics to see what you're fighting for.
I think they're going to push in from this side of the road. That's my hair.
I'm not saying that you're a poser, but if you're screaming for the people, but you're never standing on the front line, and one thing go boom, and you're like, oh my God, Yeah, doesn't feel like you're an ally of the ally. You're just cheering in the background for your streaming services so you can get more money, as if you're advocating to maintain your standard of life. Metaphorically, I just find it odd when you're advocating for blind people but you have both eyes, but when I want to advocate for half the blind people, you say I'm wrong because you know better what I am missing because you got two eyes.
To a relatively affluent family, and if you're like even a little bit affluent in Turkey, because of how massive the wealth gap is in a country like that, you're caked up in comparison to like American standards, where if a similar salary would not, or similar amount of wealth would not make you, upper middle class even.
Hasan's father, Mehmet B. Piker, who is a public figure, so I'm not doxing anybody, was the vice president of Sabancı Holding, a Fortune 500 company at the time. He also represented Turkey as a delegate in the European Union. For Hasan to act like this wouldn't even make him upper middle class in America, when his father was literally one of the most powerful businessmen on the planet, is just a straight up lie, which he does a lot of in this interview. Hasan does mention that his father was the right-hand man in a holding group.
But he was successful. I mean, he was like lobbying the Turkish government. He was like the right-hand man in a holding group. You know what I mean? He had some pretty serious jobs.
But to pretend that his family's wealth was comparable to your average middle-class American is laughable. Hasan goes on to claim that his father lost everything futures trading after he had retired and Hasan went off to college.
By the time I got to college, my dad lost everything, right? Which is fine. I mean, I still had a lot of the benefits of a early upbringing.
Could you tell us, do you mind telling us how he lost everything or what?
Futures trading.
What happened in that?
Just gambled, basically.
Yikes, okay.
Had he been doing that for a while and seen some success and then just kind of went all in on it or something?
Yeah, pretty much, I think. I'm a little murky on the details. Like, I don't think he's never fully like brought it up. You know what I mean?
I can't dispute this fact in and of itself, as this information isn't public, but given Hasan's repeated lies throughout this interview, and the fact that his father is still a powerful figure in Turkish politics, being one of the founding members and deputy chairman of the Future Party, formed in 2019 by former Turkish Prime Minister Ahmet Davutoglu, I find it hard to believe that his father lost all of his financial influence.
You can ask me to trust you when you have this picture as a baby, and telling me, yeah, I was middle class kinda in Turkey. I don't understand the rich life. I reached it by becoming a socialist on streaming servers and advocating for that while getting rich. And they caught you with many lies. There's like, I'm not saying that you can be empathetic, but there's so many people that are so disingenuous in power that I'm not surprised, for example, that LA is in the issue there right now.
To understand how far right...
Direct and indirect calls for censorship, of course.
To understand how far right we have gotten, for the record, back in the day when Sex Pestany said, I don't care, white supremacists need to mow down these like stupid Black Lives Matter protesters, he got banned, he got de-verified. Asmongold can now be the largest content creator on the platform and be like, yeah, they deserve it. To be fair, he's talking about the cops in this circumstance. We understand them as white supremacist force and not like the non-state actors taking matters in their own hands. But even then, the results are the same. He will get no punishments for this. As a matter of fact, I'll probably get banned before he does.
Officially, it depends what you're advocating for, because on your streaming services, I believe sometime you were kinda playing songs of certain people of certain countries that might be a terrorist allegedly, remember? But that's a different story.
But a lot of people worry about property damage for the sake of property damage.
Why is it so hard to just say that setting a car on fire is bad?
What do you think he would post on Twitter if he came back to his Porsche on fire?
Exactly. This is the core of most of the luxury beliefs that fuel these protests. These people never have to live with the consequences of their own suicidal empathy.
There's good stuff happening on the protest side always. You only see the looting of Target. You don't see the redistribution of the goods that they took from Target back to the community.
Well, I do see Target moving from location because you don't arrest the people that do the bad stuff. You make it possible for them to loot certain places at certain amount of price and they don't go to prison like most left-leaning city. 900 or below, oh, it's just a small petty crime, it's okay, released. And then what do the Target do in certain locations? They disappear. And then people start complaining, it's a food desert, I don't know where to get my food. Whose fault it is? Is it the police, the people that are robbing, or your freaking policies? You never see that. It's never that. I don't like people advocating how poor people should live.
Even if someone were to burn my fucking leased car, I still have insurance.
It's okay because it's not my car and somebody else has to pay for it. Well, I mean, look, at least he's being honest, right?
That's a far more preferable outcome. That's what I'm saying.
As if the insurance is not going to go up because it happened. No insurance is gonna go down because you destroyed the car. And guess what? If the insurance goes up, millionaire, you can pay for it. What about the poor people that you're supposed to care about? We're going to help them. Are you sure? With whose money? Yours? Yeah, I'm a millionaire. They can tax me.
Hypocrisy, my friend.
Somebody was at Hasan's house or on Hasan's property and Hasan didn't want him there. Hasan would be calling the police to have them get removed. For whatever reason, obviously this isn't something that a country can do. Only Hasan can do this. It's okay if his car gets burned down because it's not his car. He's only leasing it. And also he has insurance that's going to pay for it anyway. And this is the reason why it's okay to set cars on.
That is the problem that we have in society. We have people that are too poor to care what is done to them. Or we have people that are too rich that doesn't feel the effect that is done to them. And that's why most people that seems to be very middle class and have a family are usually the people that start supporting the right wing. Not because they care or not care about illegal immigrants or immigrants. It's because you are destroying their life in such a way that you never take also accountability for the effects that you have on their lives. It's very simple.
Don't get me wrong, makosa kita bong. Put the fire na mi blonde kush hash purple skunk criollo colombici jam jam. Turloqueta verdeta welcome.